I said a boom, 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 and let me hear you say chanka. Boom, chanka. I said a boom, 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 and let me hear you say chanka. Boom, chanka. Hey everyone, how's it going? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little video for you today. It's a live one today. We're going to be talking about the transfer prospects of Manchester United, who we might sign this summer transfer. Well, this summer transfer window before the next season starts, or the season continues, or whatnot, or whenever the next transfer window is. There's obviously a lot of players that are being linked with Manchester United. I haven't done a video, sort of a Manchester United news video for a little while. Actually, I've just been playing FIFA on the channel because you know the pig. I don't like to get too involved in just pumping out random clickbaity type transfer videos. But of course, transfers are something that's an important part of a football club and the news surrounding a football club. There's nothing wrong with talking about them. So I want to get on here and just talk about the potential ones. But obviously I'm not going to do it, I'm just going to do it occasionally, talk about who might be coming in, talk about the major news. There's lots of players being linked with Manchester United right now. I mean, crikey, we're being bandied around with every single player around European football pretty much, or world football in fact. By the way, I hope you're all good. Thank you very much for joining me. Sorry I'm a little bit late, everybody. I'm just an absolute bloody nightmare. Trying to get the computer set up and, it's just slow on me. I've got to do something about it. But anyway. Appreciate you legends for waiting and getting in here and showing your support. JP, how you doing? Illy United, Gungshi, what's crack-a-lackin', mate? Simon Bennett, Illy United, Neil Duffin, Primot, Mank, Jamie. There's loads of you bloody legends in here right now. So thank you so much for stopping by and getting involved. I want to talk about, what's going on with some of the players at the football club who might be leaving and also some of the players that will be coming in. I mean, let's talk about the main players that are being linked with Manchester United right now then. So you've got Deo Upemacano, he's coming to United. We've got, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Dayot or Deo Upemacano. He's an up-and-comer. Up-and-comer. See what I did there? But he's coming up. He's coming up and he's going to get this party. What's the matter with me today? Anyway, we're talking about Upemacano. This is a player that I actually signed at the start of my Manchester United career mode on FIFA, if you've been watching that. And he's been bossing it for me. He's still young. He's improving. He's getting better. I think he's 20 years of age in real life right now. Or maybe 21, but either way, he's not been capped for France, but he's come up through the whole youth system. He's going to be one for the future. Playing for RB Leipzig, doing some bits. They've had a great season. They're obviously a good team. They've got Werner tipping it off at the top there, and they've got Upemacano at the back shoring things up. I haven't seen a lot from the guy. I'm not going to lie. I've seen a couple of games. But, from what we hear, from what people say, he has that potential to be the next, Samuel Umtiti or something for France there. Who knows? So it would be nice to maybe get a young player like that. And if you look at United's backline, some of the players that will be going out in the next transfer window, maybe Phil Jones. Sorry, Phil Jones Defence League in the chat here, everybody. I'm sorry. But Phil Jones might be going out the door in the next transfer window. Then you've got Chris Smalldong. Probably not that small, let's be honest, over at Roma. And he's going to, could be going over there permanently. He's having a good time over there in Italy in terms of the football that he's been playing. From what I understand, I haven't watched a lot of Italian football, but from what I understand, he's had a good season over there at Roma. Played a lot of games, done very, very well. So maybe he'll want to go and return there. There's a lot of pressure at United as well. I still think he's a better player than Jones, but I think he'll probably be going out. So it would make sense for United to go out there and sign a top-quality centre-back to add to the ranks that we've already got. We've got Bailly, but he's a little bit injury-prone. He's a little bit reckless sometimes. We've got Twanzebe, great talent for the future. I'd be happy to see him given an opportunity, actually, because I do think he's got what it takes, but we'll see. Only time will tell on that one. Lindelof, I think, is okay. He's a bit of a IKEA melt job, though. Just got too many errors in him, not physically good enough, not good enough in the air. He reads the game well. He's a good passer of the ball. He's good on the ball, but I just think when it comes to actually defensive attributes, he's a bit of a melt bag. Maguire, I think, has a great future at United, leading that back line too. So there's some players there that we've got, but we could definitely do with adding a top-class centre-back in there, in my opinion. So that one, I'd give it a 6 out of 10, lads and lasses. In terms of the rumour mill, the chances of what might happen with United signing Upamecano, we'll see. I mean, who knows? There's lots of clubs being linked with him right now. Manchester City is another club that are being linked with Upamecano. So it depends what he wants to do, really. He might get more opportunities at United than he would for City. Now, who knows? It depends what happens with United's goings out in the summer transfer window. But yeah, Deo Upamecano. Deo Upamecano's coming to United. What do you think about it? Anyway, I don't know. I mean, obviously, these are just rumours right now. It depends what happens. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the world right now. We don't know when football's kicking back off. We don't know what happens with this season, whether it's voided. We don't know whether it continues, whether we might have Champions League football next season. So right at the top of this show, lads and lasses, I will just say that all of this stuff, it is speculation. It is speculation because we don't know. There's some realistic transfers that might happen, but at the moment, we don't actually know what's going on. We don't know if that's going to be a factor. We don't know if we have Champions League football next season to actually offer these players and if a City prospect might become more appealing or I have no idea, It depends what happens with what's going on right now. The main thing is just everyone stay safe right now. So Upamecano, lads and lasses, anybody know anything about the lad? Get in there in the live chat. I'd love to hear what you guys have got to say. Gungshi comments, prophetic pig predicted the future signing of Upamecano. I know. That's what I've done. That's what sort of guy I am, Gungshi. I'm signing players left, right and centre that should be coming and playing for Manchester United. We also signed Ronaldo. Hint, hint. Just saying, maybe Nostradamus has been reincarnated in the pig in the form of FIFA signings that turn out to be real. That'd be absolutely amazing. Ice Queen Gaming, what's crack-a-lacking with you? Thanks for stopping by. Julianne, how you doing? Illy United says, I don't care. Fake Jones, I hate him. I mean, look, Phil Jones is a bang average player in all honesty. I personally think he should be moved on. He's a nice guy. He's nice to have around. Like I said, I've gone over it. I like his gurning faces and his snapshot faces. There's loads of them. They're entertaining. I wouldn't want to lose that in some ways, But in terms of what he actually offers to the club as a quality safe defender at the back there, bit of a melt job, isn't he? And he might benefit from going somewhere else in terms of his career anyway, because I just don't think he's gets that many opportunities. Look, you talked about somebody who's played a number of times, quite a lot of times for England here. He's played, a lot of games for Manchester United. He's a good quality player, isn't he? But he's just not that good a quality player. He's not up to the standard of United. Too many errors in there, and it's just not good enough. I mean, Smalling's a better player, and we shipped him out because he's not good enough either. So we've got to be ruthless. We've got to be, understand that we're trying to improve the overall squad, the overall team, and Phil Jones, people like that, maybe it's just the time to move those guys on. Same sort of thing with Jesse Lingard as well. I just think, we've seen enough from him to know it's a shame it's not worked out. It's a nice lad, United Academy player. It's lovely, but just not up to the standard anymore. We need to improve. We need to get that strength in depth. We need a better overall core squad and starting 11, of course. So there you go. Sam Ingram says, Dear Flying Pig, Manchester United should sell Phil Jones to Newcastle United, Alexis Sanchez to West Ham and Chris Mullins to Southampton. I'd just be happy with any of those. I didn't even think about Alexis Sanchez, obviously. He's over on loan. He could come back. Who knows if he could revitalise his career at United? I very much doubt that. But he's one that could come back and maybe be given an opportunity by Ollie. But he's on the reason I say that is because he's on so much money. It's like nobody wants to come in and get him. Sure, another club might come in on loan and pay him 200k a week, 150k a week, and United put up the rest. But that's not very good value, is it? But do you want a player around the squad who's not performing, who doesn't seem arsed, and is just taking more money than the whole squad? You don't want that. So you've got to get rid of him whichever way you can. Even if that means get him out of the squad and letting him go on loan and paying £300 a week of his wages, sadly. It's a mare of an acquisition, that one. On paper at the time, Sanchez, match winner, Arsenal's best player. Look, you can't deny it made a lot of sense, but not the amount of money that he was paid and not, obviously, in hindsight, it's a mare. Nice one. JB says, Pig, keep dissing Phil, and I'm leaving. Right, I'm moving on from Phil Jones, mate. Okay. JB says, Ronaldo saying he's happy at Juventus for a few years. I was only joking about Cristiano Ronaldo. I would love that to happen, but I think, he's over there for a reason. He wants to do some bits over in the Italian league. He's done it in the Spanish league. He's done it in the English league. He wants to go and do it over there. He is doing it, but in terms of, until he gets to like a Champions League final or whatever, I don't know if Cristiano Ronaldo is going to have, unfinished business at Juventus as well. But I certainly think he's got some unfinished business at United, and I'd love to see the day when he comes back, even if it's only for like a year, just at the end of his career, whenever that may be, which is not going to be that far away because he is getting on, even though he's a complete bloody Rolls Royce of an athlete. So we'll see what happens. He could probably play until he's 40 to a high standard. He's talking about one of the greatest players to ever grace the football pitch. Harris Khan, how are you doing? Yeah, not much. Just having a chill one today. Apologies, there was no videos yesterday. I was feeling a little bit rough, and I just ended up sleeping most of the night and just had an absolute bloody double day, mate. So I apologise for that. But service is resumed today. There's an extra bonus live video right here, right now for you bloody legends. And also tonight we will be doing a FIFA stream as well at 9 p.m. So make sure you do tune in at 9 p.m. as well. My face looks a bit sore because I had a shave with some clippers earlier. And it sort of mashed up my face a little bit. I'm not too happy about it, but, you live and you learn. You live and you learn, don't you, lads and lasses? Yeah, so anyway, I hope you're all staying safe and you're all doing well. Thank you very much for tuning in here. RP0D comments and says, Pig, what do you think about Harry Kane? Would you take him? Okay, thank you for bringing me on to my next, one of my next ones. He was a bit further down the list. I've got a little list of players I want to talk about here. Harry Kane, look, I mean, the fact is, you'd have to pay something like £200 million to convince Spurs to sell Harry Kane to Manchester United. Would it be worth paying that money? It could be, because he's one of the best strikers in the world, and he will continue to be that for England and club and country for the next decade as well, or maybe not the next decade, but a long time. He's not 32. He's still got a great few years at the top here. So I think that it would be a fantastic signing. He's one of the best players you could hope to sign right now. He's homegrown. He's doing the business for Spurs. He's scored so many goals. He's one of the players that could actually, one day, if he stays and plays in the Premier League and stays fit and everything, could break Shearer's all-time goal-scoring record, which is a ridiculous record, but he's one of the players that could do it. So he's obviously a great player. You'd love to have Harry Kane on your side. He did actually come out recently when he was doing some Instagram live chat or some live chat with Spurs website or something, and somebody asked him a question about if Spurs were not going to be competing for things, if they were not successful, would he stay at Spurs regardless, or would he, look to move and further his career and win trophies elsewhere? And he actually was quite open and honest on that. He just came out and said, in full Rodney Trotter style, he just basically said, yeah, I would move on, because I can't freaking do Harry Kane, but that monotonous sort of looking, I want to move Tottenham if we're not winning, if we weren't winning trophies and challenging for things. I think I can't do it. But the point I'm saying is, he might want to leave if Spurs are not winning things and challenging. Probably the Jose Mourinho effect. Probably like, for fuck's sake, we had Pochettino, nice, personable guy. I've got bloody Jose Mourinho as coach now. He's taking me down the bloody park and whipping me doing exercises during the bloody virus or whatnot. He's that type of guy. So maybe it's the Mr. Beanio effect. And you're just seeing players wanting to jump off the ship like rats off of a sinking ship. I don't know. We'll see with that one. But in terms of realistic possibility, look, I'm going to have to give that one a 2 out of 10, lads and lasses. Because I just think if Spurs were going to sell Harry Kane, if they had no option, if Harry wanted to leave, if it's another Gareth Bale situation, if a big offer comes in that they can't say no to, and Harry Kane wants to leave, then it's probably going to be a case of him going to Spain or even Germany or possibly Italy, who knows, for one of the big clubs. He's good enough to play for any club in the world. That's the thing with Harry Kane. And if Harry Kane wanted to leave, if Harry Kane wasn't getting the trophies or the challenge, the challenge at Spurs wouldn't want to send him to a Premier League rival. I'm not even sure if Harry Kane would particularly want to stay and play for a Premier League rival, seeing as he is supposed to be, a Spurs fan through and through. But I mean, that's debatable. He's seen in Arsenal shirts as a kid and stuff, or United other team shirts and stuff. I guess kids did that, so it doesn't really mean that much. But either way, I just think that Harry Kane would be an amazing player for signing for Manchester United. It's not realistic. He'll go to Barcelona, he'll go to Real Madrid, he'll go to Bayern Munich, he'll go to one of the top clubs if he's going to leave Spurs. That's what I think anyway. Of course, every Premier League top club, if you think Liverpool, if you think Chelsea, City, United, Arsenal even, I take that back. If any of those clubs wouldn't be interested in Harry Kane, even for a couple $100 million, I think they all would be, because he's that good of a player, homegrown talent, he's a pure finisher, great centre forward, we could definitely do with him, and so could every other club in the world. world. He's that good. So that's my opinion on Harry Kane. I just don't think it's going to happen, but I think he probably will leave Spurs if they don't go and challenge next season with Jose at the wheel. Jose at the wheel of the sinking ship. Anyway, so that was, that's Harry Kane. Thank you very much for the question there, man. Matt Lewis comments, Kane is a crock. I would avoid him. Great player. But will he ever be fit for more than 15 games a season? So you make a very good point as well. It's kind of like the Gareth Bale thing. You've got a fantastic player, but he's a bit of an injury-prone meltbag. And he's going to be on the sidelines a fair bit. Harry Kane, he does get injured, doesn't he? And it's annoying when you've got, say, a 150 million or £200 player who's on the bench and he's bloody injured. So, I completely agree with you, Matt, in terms of the injury issue, but he's that good that me personally, I mean, if we could make it happen, I would want him because he's that good, but you are going to have to factor that in. You are going to have a squad capable of dealing with a Harry Kane injury issue. And sometimes you see with these players as well, when they get to the latter parts of their careers and they've had a lot of injuries, they just sort of diminish. Like Michael Owen, for instance, or whatnot. G-Wolf United, how's it going? Nice badge, nice avatar you got there, you bloody legend. I love it. Eddie O2 says, Ollie means current doubters. I'm defo doubting Sanchez can come back and do anything. Yeah, fair play, Eddie. I don't think he can as well. I mean, he's over the hill. He's a spent force. If he was going to do anything, he'd have done it by now. He's had a chance over in the retirement league of Italy, where it's a bit slower. And if he can't do it there, I mean, Smalling's bossing it over there. So if he can't do it there, I just think he's bloody finished. Sam Ingram comments, Dear Flying Pig, Harry Kane and Robert Lewandowski would be a great strike force. Man, I mean, that would be insane, wouldn't it? Robert Lewandowski's one of the best forwards in the world, certainly, and Harry Kane as well. I mean, in a way, I would like two players a little bit more chalk and cheese, to be fair. Not saying they're totally similar players, but I would like a little bit more chalk and cheese in terms of a proper strike partnership. But yeah, that would do some bits, what I'm on about. Nas Ardin says, Harry Kane is quality, but 200 million, nah, mate. That is United's budget. He is too injury prone, maybe 80 to 100 million. I don't think Spurs would sell him for 80 to 100 million. I really don't. I mean, what did they get for Gareth Bale years ago when the market wasn't as mental as it is now? Well, didn't he go for 85 million or something? I think it would be double that. I think maybe 150 might get him. I don't know. I mean, it depends. That's a lot of money, isn't it? But we'll see. Just don't think that one's realistic. Right, okay then, lads and lasses. Thank you so much to everybody that's getting in here and commenting and stopping by and watching this video. Bloody legends. Do us a favour if you're watching. Smash us a thumbs up on this video. Please do give it a like, and I'll get involved, get in there with your comments and stuff. So please do get in there. Yes, Stinky Uptat comments and says, shout out to the amazing NHS. Great comment there, Stinky. Really appreciate that. Yeah, shout out to the NHS, man. All those people doing fantastic things. And all the essential workers up and down the country as well, who are keeping this country going. Thank you so much to everybody. Norman Bates' mum comments, legend Grinchy. Hope the hay fever is better. She comments with the super chat there. Thank you, Norman Bates' mum. It's getting there. It's getting there, I think. I don't know. Still got a bit... Yeah, it's definitely... I feel better today, anyway. But yeah, it was a bit rough yesterday. It's not hay fever, love. Hay fever's for melts. I keep telling you this, Norman Bates' mum, all right? I don't have hay fever. Anywho, right, okay, let's get on to the next player that Manchester United could potentially be signing in the summer transfer window. There's a player that's been linked to United for a long time, and he's obviously a fantastic player, and he's been doing absolute bits over in the Bundesliga. And that guy is Jadon Sancho, everybody. So Jadon Sancho, he's a 20-year-old player now, but only just turned 20. He's been doing absolute bits over in the Bundesliga for Dortmund, getting as many goals and assists as games this last season. An incredible season, an impeccable season, impressing for England, getting the call up from Southgate, 19 years of age, doing the business, looking likely to be a stalwart for club and country for the next decade or so. So, is this a player that United should be signing? 110 bloody % lads and lasses. He's an absolute beast. He's 20 years of age. He's homegrown talent. He's gone over and proven it in a tough league for a big team. Wasn't getting the opportunities in English football. Went over there, impressed, built his career and his skills, and he's a heck of a winger, man. When you watch him, I watched him a few times this season in the Champions League, and crikey, I mean, he's definitely a fantastic player. He's rapid as Fook. He's got great vision. He's got an eye for goal. He's an unbelievable talent. And United, if we're going to challenge the top teams in the league, the likes of City, the likes of Liverpool, you know, you're going to have a forward line that is world class, just like theirs is, you know. You can't have a forward line that's a little bit bang average. And what I mean by bang average is, you know, if you think about the forward line United have got right now, I guess if you're playing like a 4-2-3-1 or something like that, I mean, you've got, you know, it's actually pretty good now. Bruno's come in, because if you're playing Bruno in, say, the CAM role, you've got Rashi on the left, who I think before he got injured was United's best player this season. Unbelievable amount of goals he scored, great cutting in, inside forward, brilliant sort of player for us this season. Wasn't so good when he was at striker, but when he was moved out to the left, he's done amazing things. So that's a player that we are good with for the next 10 years. I think he's an amazing player. And I think he's good enough now, but he's going to progress into being one of the best players in the world. I fully believe that about Marcus Rashford. He's still so young, 22, so young, still so good, only getting better. The guy's going to be a tank, man. So that's that position sorted. Anthony Martial up top there. I mean, there's some question marks about it, but he's still a quality player. Could he be that number 9 goal scorer for us? Maybe. So, you know, that's not the weakest area. Now, on the right, though, we've got a bit of an issue, I think. We've got Alexis Sanchez. I'm not even going to talk about him. He's not going to be there, but Dan James is a great young player. He's a great young player, and I think he was brought in to be that sort of player that helps the squad out. I don't think he was a direct replacement for Alexis Sanchez. He's a young player coming up for the Championship. He's done a great job, especially early on, and I think he hit the ground running at United, and everybody was expecting him to continue and do that. But the reality is, it's so difficult to do that with Manchester United, you know, in the Premier League. For any team to go and consistently perform week in, week out is very, very difficult, especially when your whole deal is being this whole, you know, this rapid player, this player that, you know, is absolutely bombing up and down the line throughout the games. So, of course, there's going to be stamina issues. He's still a young lad progressing. He's not fully developed, fully 100%, you know, a full-on top athlete yet. I think he's got a great future ahead of him, but that is the position that I think is the weakest in United's forward line there, if that's what you want to call it. And then the striker position is probably the next weakest position, which is where a player like Harry Kane would be absolutely bloody insane. I mean, there's a couple of other, just to talk about the striker position right now, and then I'll go and see what you guys think about Jadon Sancho, because I think, you know, he's definitely a great player, but Odion Ighalo, you know, Shanghai Shenhua apparently have offered him $400k a week to stay there. He'd have to take a big pay cut to come and join Manchester United permanently. I think he would want to. I think United should want him. He's done a great job. He looks so good. Proper centre forward. Love him. Gives us another option. I'd sign him based on what we've seen from him. So I hope that we can work out some sort of deal with them. I'll probably give that like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 in realistic possibility, the Odion Ighalo thing, because he loves the club. He plays with a smile on his face. He's been very good in the games that we've seen from him. There's no reason we wouldn't want him. The fans love him already. So I think that might happen. It's just about whether or not he can turn down double the money, or, you know, a lot more money over at Shanghai, which, you know, is a big factor, you have to say. And then Jude Bellingham's another player that's being linked with United, a 16-year-old lad from Birmingham City. I think that's a realistic one, because he's already come and had a look at United's facilities. He's already had some contact with the football club. He's a young player playing for Birmingham City. United's a huge football club. I think that one's going to happen. So that gives us another option up there. Look, he's a young kid. He's not going to be ready, but one for the future, absolutely. Ollie planting seeds that will turn into plants, and then will turn into big trees, and eventually big freaking forests of bloody trophies, lads and lasses. That's what we're all going for here anyway. And if you look at the young players that United have got, the Brandon Williamses of this world, the Aaron Wan-Bissakas of this world, the Rashfords, the Martials, the Jameses, you know, the Twanzebe's ridiculously young, Henderson coming in after De Gea, probably. Who knows what's going on there, but he looks like a great young talent. You've got so many young players coming through. Mason Greenwood, one of the best players, one of the best young players, one of the best teenagers in the world right now, if not the best. Him and Haaland head and shoulders above everyone, I think. So I think Mason Greenwood, unless Haaland's just turned 20, I don't know. But Mason Greenwood is a serious player, and he's going to be a serious player for United for over a decade. I look forward to watching the development of Mason Greenwood. So we've got incredible talents there. We haven't even talked about Mason Greenwood as a potential for playing up top there. Think about that. He's a great player, man. Unbelievable talent. Michael Owen, when he was 18, he was good enough. Wayne Rooney, when he was 18, he was good enough. Mason Greenwood, when he's 18, he is good enough based on what we've seen and how he scored and his technique. So good with both feet. Great technique, great finisher. 100%, man. What we've seen from him, I've been amazed by, and it makes me think that in the future, he's going to be one of the best strikers in the world or the best forwards in the world. So, yeah, those are options for the striker position. But let's just talk about Jadon Sancho a little bit more. The problem with Jadon Sancho is he's going to be expensive. I don't know if Dortmund would accept anything less than 100 mil for him. I think you might have to pay even like 130 million for him, which is, to be honest, it's good value right now because he's going to be so good for over a decade, because he's going to be featuring for England and, you know, the whatever club he signs for that period of time, and he's already putting up incredible numbers in terms of goals and assists in the top league. Come on, it's not actually a lot of money, that. So I think if we could get him for 130 million, that would be amazing. But the biggest problem with Jadon Sancho is every bastard wants him. Every single football club will want him. Because he's young, he's just turned 20, he's been doing incredible things, he's been taking all the headlines around the world. He's just an incredible player. He's an incredible talent. Anybody can see that. So everybody will want him. It's like, would you want Kylian Mbappe when he was coming? Of course you know, he was head and shoulders. He's head and shoulders above everyone else, basically, for that sort of age group. And that's what Jadon Sancho is. 20 years of age, head and shoulders above that sort of age group. So I think that he's going to be one of the best players in the world, no doubt about it. So why wouldn't Liverpool be interested in him? Why wouldn't City be interested in him? Why wouldn't Barcelona be interested in him? Why wouldn't PSG be interested in him? Why wouldn't Bayern? Why wouldn't Juventus? Why wouldn't all these big top clubs be interested in him? The answer is they all would be, because he's that damn good of a player. And you're going to have to pay Dortmund a lot of money to lose out on a player of that caliber as well. We've seen it. They are a selling club. They do lose out to the top clubs. Even though they're a great team right now, you know, Bayern will probably come knocking, or that's what happens. That's what happens with Dortmund, unfortunately. But yeah, so they probably will sell him, but I just don't know if it's going to be to United. From what we've seen, though, like, he's got a really good relationship with Marcus Rashford at international level, and he's done some things on social media that, you know, seem favourable in terms of towards United. So I think that, you know, I actually think it's going to happen. I do. I know I've just said all that, and I've said it's not. You know, you've got to factor in all those teams, but I give it a 6 out of 10. I think it's possible that we could sign him because he seems like a player that might want to come back to Manchester and play for United, be given the opportunity of that right-sided player. You know, it's not like he's going to have to battle it out with any of these other top players, really, for that position in United's team. He's going to come in there and take that mantle. That's going to be his for the next decade, you know? And then you have James and other players fighting it out to support him or whatnot. So it makes so much sense for United to do it. Can Woodward, the Potato King, actually sort that out? I don't know. Possibly, you know, United need to invest. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said we are going to invest. We are going to sign players. We need to move a couple on. We need to bring a few in. I think we're 4 top players away from having a side capable of challenging in the next 2 years. And what I mean by that is, like, even if we sign these players in this window, I don't expect us to just overnight completely get to the point where we're a polished machine and be able to dethrone Liverpool, who barely lost a game all season, or City next season. You know, I don't know about that. But what I do know is, if you get the players, with the progressing players we've got at the club as well, the youth players like Rashi and all the young lads, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you know, one of the best right backs in the world already, in my opinion. Look at all these guys, and you look at, if we added a bit of class to it, in 2 years' time, we could be champions. I actually think that. But we're 4 positions away right now, I think. And I think those positions are right wing, so Jadon Sancho would be great. Striker, we need a top quality clinical striker. You know, maybe Martial could be that, but, you know, just a top quality clinical striker. We've got Bruno now, our creative player. We've got Pogba still. Depends what happens with Pogba in this window, whether we sign and improve other areas of that sort of midfield. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, those are the, you know, centre-back, because we've got Lindelof, he's a little bit of a melt. I think Maguire will be great for us. We've still got Bailly. I think we'll be okay there. But I just think Lindelof's not a top-tier player, right? And then I also think we need a central defensive midfielder, like a proper top-quality central defensive midfielder. All great teams have that sort of, you know, that defensive player to complement the attacking players, to take some of the pressure off the attacking players. Whether it's, I don't know, like a Makalele or a Roy Keane or an N'Golo Kante or that type of a player. You need a top-tier player, and I think United have got some good players in that position. If you think about McTominay, if you think about Fred, if you think about Matic, they're all good on the ball. They're all quite good defensively, but none of them are top star, 5-star, you know, defensive players. Out of 5, they're probably between 3 and 4 out of 5 defensively as midfield players. We need a 5 out of 5 defender. We need in the midfield, I think. And I think that's where a couple of players come into it. United are being heavily linked with Thomas Partey, who's a central defensive midfielder who plays for Atletico Madrid. And we've seen a bunch from him this season. Did great things in the Champions League from the couple of games that I've seen from him. Very sound defensively, physically fantastic, fits the bill. Arsenal interested, other clubs interested. That's a player that I could potentially see coming to Manchester United, because the money wouldn't be that huge, I don't think, and it's a player that United could absolutely do with right now. And then maybe you look to move the likes of Matic on. You've still got Fred, who's actually looked brilliant this season. You've still got McTominay, who's got so much heart, and he really looks fantastic and could develop into a top player. You've still got him. Matic coming to the tail end of his career. I know he signed a new contract recently, but I'm just saying maybe that's a player who takes a backseat a little bit in the next season. But that would allow the likes of Bruno, that would allow the likes of Martial, that would allow the likes of Rashi and all these guys to go out there and attack and do what they do best, and take a bit of the pressure off, I think. Because I think defensively is still a bit of an issue for United, even though we spent a huge amount in the previous window. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think about Sancho? What do you think about Thomas Partey? What do you think about Harry Kane? What do you think about, who was the other guys we mentioned? There's so bloody many being linked. Dayot Upemacano. Oh, by the way, lads and lasses, hang on a second. I've just got to go onto my emails here, because I think I've just received a donation from somebody here, and I just want to say thank you very, very much. Oh, wow, thank you so much, you bloody legends. We got a donation here from Ian Greenall. Ian, thank you so much, you legend man. He's commented and said, congrats on the FA Cup, pig. £10 as promised, you nutter, Ian. He said if I won the FA Cup on FIFA, he was going to send me a tenner, and he has done. So, Ian, thank you so much for that, you top man. Really appreciate that. Ian Greenall, everybody. Little FA Cup bonus there from the governors. And Gungshi, of course, Mr. Gungers, thank you, Gungshi. Hope you're doing well, pal. He's commented and said, good to see you back today with a live show, pig. You rascal. You deserve the day off to celebrate your epic FA Cup win. Hope you're feeling better now. Thank you, Gungers. Yeah, no, I just had a mare yesterday, man. I was just feeling a bit rough, feeling a bit low, just ended up sleeping, and just an absolute non-day. Absolute Moisey-esque day, that one. Like a cave-dwelling day. Terrible, man. But anyway, I'm back here today, and I really appreciate that, Gungshi. Thank you so much for showing your support. You absolute bloody legend. I hope everything's all good with you and the fam and everything, man. All right, okay. Primot comments, break the bank for Sancho. I think that's a very, very sensible thing to do. Oh, yeah, I didn't even really finish off what I was talking about Sancho. Sorry, I'm all over the bloody gaff. But look, Sancho, he's going to be hot property for any football club around the world right now. Big clubs are going to be coming in for him. Big clubs are going to be prepared to pay big money. United makes sense for him. Like I say, he can come and slot into United and be a star for us instantly. And if United do have Champions League football next season, then it might be a lot more realistic. The problem is if this season's voided and United don't have Champions League football next season, or even if they finish it and United don't have Champions League football next season, that is a big factor in whether a lot of these players are going to want to come to United. That just is. Because you obviously are not going to be offering them the Premier competition to play in European football. And all these top players want to play in that. And sure, you can say to them, look, we've got great young talents, wait around, in a year's time we'll be in the competition again. But some players just want to join the top clubs that are performing in that competition. So I think that is a big factor. You have to factor that in. Like if United don't have Champions League football and City do have Champions League football, or Liverpool do, or Barca do, or whoever, and they come in for Sancho, it just increases the likelihood, even if it's only a little bit, that they might consider going there, because they're going to be playing on the top stage right away. So you have to factor that in. But yeah, United, I agree with you though. I agree with you, Primot. United should absolutely break the bank, do all that they can to sign Jadon Sancho, because he's already proven what a fantastic player he is. He's already doing things, that players 7 or 8 years older at the top level of football are doing, and he's 20. So I think he's a real talent. I think United should do everything we can to get hold of him. I'll give it a 6 or a 6 out of 10 realistic possibility. I think he wants to come. I think if we can offer him everything that the other clubs can offer him in terms of money and in terms of Champions League football, with the current crop of players and the fact that he likes some of the lads at international level that play for United, I think it could happen, I do think it can happen. So I hope that it does. I hope we are shrewd in the window. But you have to remember, there's been a few times recently we have missed out to players, to other clubs that have ended up at other clubs and stuff like that. So there's going to be a host of football clubs around the world that are going to be in for him. But Abdullah Irwan comments, we can get Sancho, we believe. I mean, we can, if we do the right business, if we're prepared to pay, and if we are prepared to, work with the agents. Who's Jadon Sancho's agent? Don't tell me it's that Raiola Pratt, please. But either way, it depends all those sorts of things. I don't know. Who represents Jadon Sancho? Does anybody know? I'm sure somebody does, because if it's that Raiola prick, it just makes the whole thing a lot more annoying. Let's just talk about Paul Pogba, Fred, Match, these guys quickly, because, look, Paul Pogba could be going out of Manchester United in the summer. Now, I don't know if that's going to be for a big amount of money that United could reinvest. I don't know if he's going to stay. It depends if Solskjaer wants him. We could see the Bruno Pogba link up. We've still got Fred, Matic, McTominay. We've got a lot of all of a sudden, we're actually quite rich in that area. Because of Bruno Fernandes coming in, it sort of takes the burden and pressure off of the other positions. But we think Pogba's best position is in that CAM role, which I want Bruno to play in. If he's going to play back there with McTominay like we saw a lot earlier on in the season, or Fred, I'm questioning whether that's his best position. I don't know if he's got the grit, the determination to be that top quality, gritty, defensive box-to-box player either. Having Bruno there will definitely help take some of the pressure off. Having a top quality CDM alongside him, maybe like a Thomas Partey or a Wilfred Ndidi or an N'Golo Kante would really help as well. It's not that realistic, is it? Anyway, you bloody legends, let me know what you think in the live chat. Please do get involved for the rest of the video. Do us a favour, smash us a thumbs up on this video. Give it a like. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on all the transfers that we've discussed. There's a couple more, actually, that I am going to discuss quickly. I'll tell you what, I'll read a few more of your comments out. Ian Greenall says, welcome, pig. Always follow through on my promises. Ian, you bloody legend. You didn't have to do that, mate, honestly, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Alkan Mahmoud says, do you want Pogba out? I mean, I don't know if I would say if I want Pogba out. I almost want to see him play in this United side, because one of the things about Paul Pogba, everybody said is, he doesn't have the calibre of players around him at United, so he can't perform. He's a Rolls Royce. He needs to be playing with other Rolls Royces or whatever, which I personally don't understand. I think, we'll see. I mean, I think if you're good enough, you should be able to influence a game positively on your own and lift the team. Lift the team. You stick Ronaldo in a bang average Portugal side, he lifts the team. And I'm not saying Pogba's Ronaldo, because nobody is, but that's what I'm saying. If you put De Bruyne in a Sunday League team, he's gonna shine. He's going to shine. I'm sure Pogba would too, but the point I'm making is, it shouldn't be about that. He should just be able to perform. It shouldn't be a motivational thing or a character thing or a teammate thing. He should perform better as an individual. And sometimes out there, he's a bit of a bottle job and he lets his head go and he just doesn't look up to it. And we've seen that a lot. Other games, he's sensational. We know his talents. That's why it's so frustrating. But look, it depends. If somebody came in with a big offer, let's just say, if Juventus came in and said 150 million or 130 million, and we could go and buy Sancho with that money, or Dortmund came in and said, hey, do you know what? We'll swap him. Or, I know that's not really realistic, but I'm just saying. Then I would, because I think that we could do better getting another top quality player instead of Pogba, because we've seen what Pogba can do over a few years, and it's not really up to the bloody standard, is it, of United? Sorry, mate. Okay, we'll see how you do with these top players around. Now you've got Bruno there, maybe spurring you on a little bit, dragging you on a little bit. Maybe you'll be able to do better, but from what we've seen, look, he's one of the most infuriating players I've seen over the last 3 years in a United shirt, because we know what he's capable of, and he doesn't perform to that standard often enough out on the pitch. I'm not saying he's not a great player. He is a great player. He's got everything a midfielder needs. But I think maybe something mentally, sometimes you just see him, he's not busting a gut like he should be out there in certain games. That's a character flaw. Anyway, we'll see what happens with Pogba. That is a big factor as well. Like I say, it's all speculation. If Pogba goes, if Pogba stays, that has a massive factor on what else will happen with United's midfield. Because if Pogba stays, and we're going to see that Pogba, Bruno, Fred, McTominay, Matic combination in different forms throughout the season, then, we probably don't need another midfielder right now. It depends how Pogba does. If Pogba comes in and does great, that'd be brilliant. And it also depends on, players we're being linked with other midfielders like James Maddison or Jack Grealish, for instance. Now, Jack Grealish is a realistic one because he's playing for Villa. He's looked great this past season. He's young. He's homegrown. He's got a bit of arrogance about him. He's also a bit of a tit. We've seen that with some of his escapades recently. Get done for drink driving out, partying during a coronavirus. epidemic when he said to everybody a few hours before, stay at home, protect lives, he's out getting pissed up, getting pulled over by the cops. It's not a great example to set, is it? He's obviously a bit of a meltbag, and it's a bit of a character flaw. Do you want that player in your side? He's a good enough player, but is he a bit of a tit? Is he going to cause off-field problems? Is he going to cause problems in the dressing room? I don't know. But we do need a bitter bottle out there, and he's one of those players. I'm all about second chances, but he just, I don't know, maybe he's just a little bit of a rat. I don't know. But I still think it's quite realistic, because he wouldn't be that much money, really, in this current market. He is homegrown, which helps United. He's a great player, actually, from what we've seen from him this season. I mean, that game against us earlier on in the season, he just absolutely mugged our entire team off, and I was just like, wow, this kid's great. And then he's just done it quite consistently this season for Villa. So he's a good player, isn't he? He's a very good talent. And then James Maddison as well. I think that one's slightly less realistic, because Leicester are, a good team up there challenging. They would cost a huge amount of money to get. Maybe. We'll see. But we've got Bruno as well. We have Bruno. The good thing about Grealish is he can play left wing, he can play right wing, he can play a bit deeper in the midfield, he can play attacking midfield. He's quite a versatile player. Matty Lewis comments, we would have to change our whole style to fit Pogba in. Does he deserve it? In my opinion, no. I'd get shot of him. He can go be a glory boy elsewhere where he seems to always want to be. Anywhere else. Melter. Fair play to you, Matt. I mean, I lean towards that than lean towards that we should actually keep him, because of the things that you've said there. He does frustrate us, the fact that, Raiola's come out, his agent, and says stupid things, and it's like, and he said last summer he'd be up for leaving United, and he does rock the boat a little bit, but also yeah, I think you're right. We've done well with Fred and Matic have done a really good job recently with that. You've got the two defensive players there. Fred's been great, sort of box to box. They've had Bruno come in there, who's allowed them a little bit more leeway. He's creating. Suddenly they've got an outlet. Suddenly they're giving it to Bruno. And Pogba, where are you going to play him? Are you going to play him where Bruno is? Because he's not going to be as good as Bruno, I don't think. Because Bruno's the tits. Bruno's what Pogba should have been for United. He's come in and had that instant lift of the whole club and the way that we play. And you can see that. I know it's a short amount of games to judge him, and there's a lot of time left to go to see what happens. But I just think Bruno's going to be one of the best in the world. He looks amazing for United. He looks like a catalyst. Pogba has never been that man for us. Will he play alongside Fred? Will he play alongside McTominay in behind Bruno? It's not his best position, so I agree with you, Matt. We'll have to change our style to accommodate Pogba. Fred has been a much better player than Pogba has over the last few months than at any point in Pogba's career in terms of consistency, I think, for United. Not his career, but for United. He had a great run of 8 or 10 games after Jose got sacked. But other than that, it's I haven't seen all that much from Paul Pogba. I've seen more from Fred in a few months than I have from Pogba in 3 years. So... And Fred is not one of the best players in the world either. So that's what I'm saying. Hi, Mr. Silas209. How's it going, my friend? Great to see you in here. Thanks for stopping by. Kane versus Predator. How you doing? Thank you for getting in here too. Who else is in here that I should shout out? William Hoy. What's cracking? Akin says, but Pogba doesn't have the passion towards the club. It sort of seems like that. I mean, in one way, he came back to the football club. He was hot property at Juventus. He could have stayed there, big club. He could have gone somewhere else, got more money at Juventus. Whatever. He wanted to come to United because he came through United, and he's been at United before. He obviously wanted to be a success. I honestly think Paul Pogba wants to be a success at United. I don't think he's come in to be an absolute meltbag in our midfield over the last few years. I think he wants to be a success, but I think he's got a bit of a character flaw. He's not a true leader, and also he needs top quality players around him to perform, and that's no good. That's why I always think Ronaldo's a better player than Messi. I don't want to open up a can of worms on this debate, and look, Messi's an incredible bloody player, but I think if you put Cristiano Ronaldo in Kettering Town, he's going to score 30 odd goals. He's going to rip it up. He's going to absolutely rip it up, and he's going to make that team way better. But if you put Messi in that same Kettering Town team, look, he's a genius player, of course. He's going to rip it up. He's going to make them better. But I don't think he's going to make it as good as if Ronaldo was there on his own. Because I think Messi benefits, and certainly if you look at the best parts of Messi's career, he's got Xavi, he's got Iniesta, Suarez, all these players complementing him who are incredible players. And that definitely helps. And if you look at what he's done for Argentina, even though they've got great players... like, the Lavezzis and the Agueros and, fantastic players over the years that he's played with. Not quite to the level of his club side. And he hasn't achieved as much for his national side as he has for his club side. And sometimes he's dragged this, like he did very well in the World Cup where Argentina lost out to Germany in the final and stuff like that. But, you know, it's like he doesn't look as good for his national side as he does for Barcelona, because the level of players, the team, the whole team, not just the level of players, but the whole team is not as good around him. And I think that that's pretty much true of any player. Like, if you put any player in a better team, he's going to look better because he's playing with better players. It's as simple as that. They're going to get more out of you. They're going to put more chances that you created for them away. They're going to create more chances for you. So it's just, that's how it goes, you know, of course. Of course that's how it goes. So yeah, I just think that, maybe I'm talking bollocks, but that's just my personal opinion anyway, lads and lasses. Right, okay, yeah, so let me know what you guys think about any of the remaining, all the transfers, the speculation, the rumours that we've discussed in this video. I wanted to get on here and make a video about it because I do want to keep the Manchester United content coming out. The fact is, there's just not been any real major newsworthy Manchester United content, unless I was to just come out with a video a day saying Jadon Sancho to United, Thomas Partey to United, Jude Bellingham to United, you know, just Upemacano to United, freaking Ndidi to United, Maddison to United, Grealish to United. It's just, you know, it's like a lot of these are not going to happen. So it's better off just to make the occasional video about Manchester United's transfers, about the possibility of players coming in, the possibility of players going out, and talk about it like that. Keep it freaking real, lads and lasses, all right? You know, we don't know what's going to happen. There's people all over the internet making videos, done deal here and there, this is done, that's done. It's not bloody done. Nobody bloody knows. Jadon Sancho can end up anywhere. Anybody can end up anywhere. He could stay at bloody Dortmund for all we bloody know. You know? It's like nobody actually knows what's going on. It pisses me off. Nobody knows what players are coming in this window. We don't even know when the window is. We don't even know if there's going to be a window, lads and lasses, okay? I'm getting triggered here because it's bollocks, isn't it? But the fact is, you know, some transfers will happen. We need to improve the side. We need a few transfers. And we'll sign a few players, I'm sure. But which players they are, nobody knows. Nobody's got the crystal ball, lads and lasses, you know. We haven't got Mystic Meg as chief of football at Manchester United or no shite like that. We could do with her, but we haven't got her. We don't know. So, you know, it remains to be seen what happens is the point I'm making. Be nice to sign Sancho. Be nice to sign Partey or Ndidi as that top quality centre mid, centre defensive mid. It'd be nice to sign Upamecano or a top quality centre back, Delight or Teasy. Or just it'd be nice to sign them. These are other players that are linked with United. So many players linked with United. It would be lovely to sign Harry Kane. You know, it really would be lovely to sign Lewandowski. But most of these are not going to happen. So you've got to keep it real, lads and lasses. Gung, she says, every day, multiple videos saying nothing at all. I know that, that's it. Clicks equals money equals, they can, buy more shit or whatever. Like, I understand why they put this stuff out there because it's a money-making machine for these big channels. But the fact of the matter is, it's a load of bollocks. We don't actually know. We can talk about it. I like talking about transfers, but I don't want to mislead anybody. I don't want to say that these transfers are done. I don't want to say that they're 100% done because they're not. They're absolutely not. And most of the channels around YouTube are very guilty of saying that these deals are getting closer or these deals are done. And, I'm not saying I've never said that I think a transfer is going to happen. I've just given you my realistic ratings of what I think is going to happen. So I'm obviously I'm obviously saying this might happen. I think this is going to happen. I think Jude Bellingham's going to happen. I'm saying that. But it's not like plastered or branded like, yeah, done. So it's bullshit, isn't it? Nas Udin says the pig rant. There's always got to be a little bit of a bloody rant on the go, hasn't there? Jutaru Kuju says Upemacano. Yes, man, Upemacano might be coming to the club. We'll see. We'll see what happens. G Wolf United comments, Pig, I know that. What window is mine? FIFA transfer window tonight, hopefully. Fair play to you, man. Yeah, I mean, we've got also, I'll be doing the 9 p.m. stream tonight on FIFA. We will be doing the transfer window. We managed to keep our job somehow. Get in there, my son. We won the FA Cup. We finished 6th. We got to the quarters of the Champions League. Bit of a bang average season, really. Proper Louis van Gaal-esque season, and I was expecting the sack. But we didn't get sacked. We've got 315 million to spend. Tune in later on. I'm going to show you who else we should sign in that video. So please do tune in. But let me just read a bunch more of your comments out then, you bloody legends. Smash a thumbs up on it, everybody. If you're just getting in here, please go back, watch the start of the video, but do get involved for the remainder of the vid. Chuck a like on it, chuck a thumbs up on it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'll be bringing you, United news when it happens, when it's legit, when there's a real weight behind it, when we've got some proper movement. I will be doing individual videos about players. Like if Jadon Sancho's seen, arriving at Manchester United's ground, or, he's boarded a plane or whatever to Manchester, I will let you know about it, lads and lasses, I will, but nobody actually knows if these things are going to be fully going ahead. We can speculate, we can say that would be brilliant if Sancho signed, and it's likely that it will happen, but for anybody to say that it's done at this stage is bollocks. So there you go. Kane versus Predator says, we don't even know if there's going to be a window. If you're not a football fan, that would sound weird. Yeah, it would, unless you go into a prison or something that you don't know about. Do you know what I mean? Then you could say, mate, we don't even fucking know if there's going to be a fucking window in the cell, mate. Of course they're scouts, do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, thank you, Gung. She says, exactly, pig. Mozzie Splatter, that is a freaking hilarious name. Mozzie Splatter. Splatter those mosquitoes, lad. Do you know what I mean? Splatter those mozzies, Mozzie. But anyway, comments, Ronaldo had just as good players around him as Messi. Good point, but the point is very true. But listen, though, that's not the point I made. I didn't say that he didn't have as good of players around him. I said if he went to a team that doesn't have as good of players around him, he would be able to influence the game in a more positive way, I think, than Messi. Simply because he's such a more physically gifted player. He's got more all-round attributes. He's fantastically quick. He's fantastic in the air. He's strong. He's great. He's great shooting, long shots. Messi's an incredible player at all those things as well, don't get me wrong. And he's better at other aspects, like the low centre of gravity, some of Messi's dribbling, the way he dumbfounds defenders. It's incredible. So don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from them. To me, they're inseparable. They're totally different players, and they're the best player in the world. To me, they are inseparable, and I truly mean that. And I love Ronaldo because he played for United. But I honestly think that they're the same. They're just totally different players. But I think Ronaldo on his own, individually, if you were to test them for attributes of a footballer over all the different possible attributes, the highest number you would tally up would be for Cristiano Ronaldo. That's just what I think. I might be talking shite there. Liam Gamer says, Borussia Dortmund forward Jadon Sancho is reportedly open to make summer move to Manchester United. Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully that is the case. We've been talking about it, so hopefully it's the case. Ruddy, how you doing, Alex Ruddy? Comments, watching an audio documentary on Owen Hart's death. That is obviously a very sad thing back in the day when that happened. Yeah, in the WWF, I remember it very well. I was big into that, man. But that's quite an interesting documentary. JP says Messi has 2 tricks: body shift and nutmegs. I mean, he's got some more tricks than that, I think, to be fair, JP. How about incredible finishing? How about incredible vision? But yeah, I know what you said. His low centre of gravity and his dribbling is very unique to him. It's helped. It's similar to sort of Maradona back in the day. Actually, there's some similarities there. Great players, absolutely fantastic. Messi's an incredible player, one of the best of all time. But I just think Ronaldo, with what he's done as well, and doing it on the national stage as well, that proves that a little bit more. That he's a bit, and actually, I didn't think about that. Real Madrid and United, he's got great players around him. But that Portugal team that won the European Championships, that's a bang average team. Are you telling me that Luis Nani is up to the level of, Aguero or, I just don't think it is. I think Portugal's team that won that European Championships is not as good a team as Argentina's side that Messi has had over the last years. Thing is with Argentina, their defence has always been a bit shy. When Marcos Rojo's a shoo-in, it's a bit of a bang average side. It's not a top quality defence, is it? So, Gaz Newton, how you doing? Says Pig, all the best, buddy. Thank you very much, Gaz Newton. I hope you're staying safe, man. SNG Salim comments, hi, Pig and Peeps. Hope everyone's safe and healthy. Great to catch a stream live for once. Nice one, SNG Salim. Thank you very much to everybody that's watched this video and got in here today with your thoughts and opinions and your support and everything and got involved in the live chat. Absolutely bloody love it. Thank you so much to you all for tuning in. I mean, I think I'm going to wrap this one up here now. Steve Buckley, shout out to you, mate. Michael Shows, thank you for stopping by. Aaron Hornyard, absolute bloody legend as well. Thank you so much, mate, for getting in here and stopping by. So, yeah, just to let you all know, I will be doing a live stream later on this channel at 9 p.m. FIFA Career Mode, episode 20 it will be actually. And we'll be starting the new season. We've got a big crunch game against Liverpool in the Community Shield first game. And then we've got Manchester City first day of the Premier League campaign as well. So a couple of huge games to kick off the FIFA 20 Career Mode episode tonight. But that's going to be after all of the transfer window and all of the transfer movements and stuff like that. We've got to sign a few players. We've got 315 million to spend on the game. So come back and watch it later on. Thank you to everybody that's stopped by for this video. Please smack us a thumbs up on it. Give it a like. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Illy United, shout out JP, Matty Rush, sizzling the bacon there. Thank you so much to Rushmeister for getting in here and stopping by, mate. Cress Welsing says, big up, pig, long time. Me love you long time, Cress Welsing. Thank you very much for getting in, lad. Heinrich Van Neal, thank you very much. The real Heinrich as well. He says the real pig. JP Pig said, Nicola said, enjoy your vodka in your Toy Story cup. Man, I wish it was vodka, to be fair. It's just H2O. Sorry, Shays. Anyway, yeah, you're a bunch of legends. Thanks so much for stopping by for the show. Like, subscribe, comment. You can follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD. Please do a favour, lads and lasses. Do us a favour. Come back after this video is finished. Get your comments in the not live comments. I want to hear who your top 3 signings are that you would like to see United sign this window. And they can be anybody. They don't have to be, all the realistic ones like Grealish and Bellingham and stuff like that. The 3 signings you would like to see make happen. Don't get them in the comments now. Get them in the not live comments. Come back afterwards. Get involved. And thank you very much for tuning in and watching this live stream. You're a bunch of bloody legends. I'll see you later then for the FIFA show. And we're going to smash up some forwards and we're going to sign some top quality players. Stay well, everybody. You're a true bunch of legends. Let me just do a few more shout outs. Jutaru, Kuju, Matty Lewis, Skujo1, Ruddy, Nas Uddin1. Legends. Who else have I not shouted out? Burnout Dean, of course, Gungshi. Absolute bloody legends, man. Thank you so much. Ian Greenall earlier as well. Ian T as well. Some true bloody legends. Thanks to everybody for watching. I'll see you later then for the FIFA stream. Have a great rest of the day. Stay safe out there, people. I know it's difficult times at the moment. Everybody's low, man. Everybody's seriously low, but we just got to keep going on, I know it's testing times for people right now. People are losing their minds. People are sad. People are worried. People have real problems to deal with, like people around them suffering and things like that. So it's very difficult, but we just got to stay strong. Stay strong as a fan base. Stay strong as a community. Stay strong as a human race. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, enough of the philosophical pig. I'll see you later for the FIFA show where we smash up some fools. That's more like it. See you later. Thanks for tuning in. This is the big... And come on, United. I just hope that absolute Potato King Woodward manages to sign some players this window. Oops, hang on a sec. I think I'm maring with the audio here. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know if I set the microphone up for the end credits here. But either way, I might be talking myself, but thank you to everybody that's tuned in. Hey, Canton R7 as well. Shout out to you at the end, man. Says, I think I need to turn on notifications. Yes, you do, mate. Hit that bell icon. Click the little bell end. That goes for everybody. Then you'll be notified when we post. But shout out to these legends who are rolling down the screen right now. Massive love and shout out to you all. I think Ian T needs to be added to this list now as well, because I'm pretty sure he's become a patron. I don't know. Anyway, I'll have to have a look into that. But thank you to everybody that supports the show here by these methods. You're a bunch of legends. Anyway, have a great day, everyone. Stay safe out there. I'll see you later for the FIFA 20 live stream at 9 p.m. Be there or be an absolute David Moyes. Catch you later.